$22,000 in little around 33 days. This shit was insane because if you actually think about it, let's just dive into it real quick. If we go from the top, right, I'm going to basically be breaking down why wholesaling versus Novation, right? Because any other person that would have taken this deal wouldn't have closed it as a wholesale deal. I'll tell you that right now, right? Because the numbers just wouldn't work, right? So once we secured the paperwork with the seller and they actually agreed to sell us the property on a Novation term, right, which allowed us to sell the property to a retail buyer, which you guys can see here. We picked it up for $285 over in Cleveland, Texas. I don't even know where the fuck that is, but it's in Texas. I never even been to that place. So, all of this is done virtually. Here you have us posting it on the MLS, obviously, for $330, which was just a little bit more. We actually got that offer within a matter of days, as you can see here, probably less than a week. What is that, 5 or 7 days? Obviously, we negotiated with the seller. They gave us full sale price with no price drops. We weren't, able to get any price drops, and we didn't even ask for any price drops because there was so much room on the deal, right? So obviously, as soon as we get that on, the contract live with the seller, we want to list it immediately, right? Because speed is king in this business, right? You always want to have speed, right? The buyer's initial hesitation was because of closing costs. Because right when we listed it, as you guys can see here above, we already got an offer, right? So what does that mean? That just means that, the property's hot. People wanted this deal, right? Because of the way we strategically did the pricing when we listed it on the market. We like to stay a little bit below the market value. So let's say if all the properties are listed for $350, we'll come in at $330. Why? That just creates a ruckus in the market. Like, why is this property so cheap? Let me take a look at it. And what they end up seeing is that it's just a fantastic deal. So that creates more urgency for buyers. So that's a little trick that we like to use with our Novation deals in order for them to sell much faster than anybody else, right? And obviously that's all done with an experience. The more properties you're listing, the more properties you're posting on the MLS, the more you're talking to buyers agents, right? You'll kind of understand how these things fall in place, right? It's very important to have somebody on your side like myself that could guide you through these specific, challenges, right? Or you could just partner with us on a deal, right? And, sit back and just collect your check once we get to the closing line, right? So obviously, within a couple days, as you guys can see here, we got a full asking price offer, but we had to give them a $9,000 credit. The buyer's agent was actually the buyer on this deal, which was pretty cool because, she didn't have to go back and forth. Let me call my buyer and see, what they think. It was just her. So I'm negotiating with the buyer's agent because she's the one that's buying it, right? So we ended up giving her a $9,000 credit concession in order to get that thing closed, right? That was pretty much straightforward deal until we hit a minor roadblock, right? The buyer credit, which I'm already talking about, which we just ended up giving $9,000 towards the closing costs to help the transaction. So that's, what it was. And the other thing I really want to talk about is this roadblock, because the seller had initially listed this property, guys, with another realtor, and that realtor got fucking pissed because he had it listed on the market for 60 days and wasn't able to sell it. He actually had it listed for $250, and I think it was a little bit more. But that just goes to show you that fucking realtor had it listed for 60 days. 60 days and was not able to get the deal sold, right? We come in, we list it for a lower price, we get better pictures, and we're not even a local realtor. We're doing this from, basically from Florida, right? Complete different state, and we got it done within, 33 days. And we made way more than he would have made in that transaction, right? So if you're a realtor, or if you're, just somebody that's looking to do novations, or add novations to your toolbox, I think this would be super, super helpful, because just look at this example. I mean, the realtor had it listed for 60 days and wasn't able to sell it, and we come in and we get it sold within 33 days. Fucking insane. Sorry about these texts. I mean, they're just chats that I'm in from other wholesalers. But let's look at these numbers real quick. I know this is kind of like a very simple breakdown. It's just because this deal was super simple. I mean, we got it, locked it up, posted it on the MLS. We found out he had it listed with another realtor. The realtor was pissed. We had better pictures than him. We, gave the realtor a credit of $9,000. Overall, it was a pretty simple deal. And it can be simple if you know the exact systems and processes to use for the exact specific deal. But if you don't know, right, what agreements to send, how to negotiate these deals, how to talk to listing agents, how to buyer's agents, right, how to handle this whole entire process, right, it can get complicated. But as long as you're working with somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, you're gonna get much farther, and the deals are gonna be much simpler in order to handle them, right? So obviously the sale price, the buyer's agent's commission, plus your closing costs and the $9,000 credit. This is pretty much what we netted. Man, my chats are blowing up today. So $22,000. That was our total assignment fee. Insane. All done in less than 33 days, right? For you HUD motherfuckers out there that love, oh, this guy's not closing, I don't see HUDs, I don't see that. Look, it's right here. That's the name of my company, right? It's me and my dad. We have a few different entities that we, process funds through. But, essentially, right contracts, standard wholesale contracts won't work. You need a novation agreement. The right buyers, forget cash buyers, list on the MLS and sell to homeowners. The right deals. Not every deal works for a novation. You guys have to understand that. Not every single deal works for a novation, right? You have to understand which properties do and which properties don't, right? Because if you're just listing any old piece of crap on the MLS, you're not going to get that far, right? And how can you start doing this? Just in 33 days, we got a full price offer, no price drops, no chasing cash buyers, just one clean deal that put $22,000 in my pocket, all because of this new strategy that we've been using, which is very effective for us. Very effective, right? You guys can take a look at the breakdown. I mean, it's a fucking simple deal, right? You get the contract signed, you list it on the MLS, you get a full cash price offer. I mean, look at this. Right? We listed it for $330, right? After the other realtor came in and had listed it, I think it was for like $350, I can't remember, right? And we listed it at $330, and the pending sale was for $330, the same exact price, right? So a full cash, offer, right? Not cash, but a full offer. Obviously, it was with the loan. We gave them a $9,000 credit. But listen, guys, if you want to partner up on deals, and be able to have your listings listed on the MLS with speed, and receive these kinds of checks by not having to do anything. Like, we'll handle all the work for you. You'll just submit the lead, right? Partner with us, sit back, right? We'll handle the whole entire fucking transaction, and you just get paid at the end. So while you're doing your wholesale deals, you'll send us all the work. We'll do all the heavy lifting. You just sit back and collect your check once it's ready. I mean, it's pretty simple. It doesn't get any better than this. I don't see anybody running this same offer that I am running right now, because we're able to do it because of the systems that we have in place, right? The team that we have in place. Super effective. But anyways, that's it. I'll be probably making more videos of this soon. I just wanted to break this deal real quick for you guys down, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one.